Good morning, wake up well. The word for today is coming to you from Proverbs 17 verse 3, and it says this: "The crucible for silver and the furnace for gold, but the Lord tests the heart." So what does that verse mean? Well, it's referring to the refining and purification process of gold and of silver, and it's comparing that to the way that the Lord tests our heart, especially in times that are tough and times that are hard. And we can all say with honesty right now that times are hard for a lot of people in a lot of different ways. There's a lot of suffering, there's a lot of hardship going on all around us right now and in our hearts and in our lives. And the Lord really wants to work in the midst of that. So the first part of that process of purification and refining of gold and silver starts when they're found in rough ore and rough rock that has other minerals, and the refiner would take it and allow it to be broken down and broken down and broken down. And I don't know about you, but hard times can produce a lot of brokenness in us, and we can be quick to shove that brokenness aside and say, no, it's bad, we shouldn't be broken. But actually, I want to say at the start of today that that brokenness, if we allow Jesus into it, can be the start of the process of refining and bringing gold and silver out in our hearts in this season. The refiner would then take the rough ore and he'd place it into a furnace where the heat and the flames were really, really high, and that would burn and melt off all of the impurities and dross and bring them to the surface. And the refiner would skim them off and then take the metal and place it back into the fire. And that process would repeat until the metal, the gold or the silver, was purified at the end. And one of the ways that the refiner would know if the silver was purified is that he would look at his reflection in it, and the more dross that had been skimmed off the top, the clearer the reflection of the refiner would be. And that is so how God works on our hearts in hard times. Our good friend Amy Lancaster, she always says this. She said, hard's not bad, hard's just hard. And it's okay to admit that. It's okay to admit that this season's not a particularly easy one, that the heat is turned up high for so many of us. But we can be so quick to fixate on the brokenness or fixate on the fire itself and just say, God, would you turn the temperature down? Would you just stop the fire? Would you just get rid of my brokenness? But actually, I think this morning Jesus wants us to ask a different question and to ask him something different. And I just think that's this morning he's asking us to ask ourselves, what Jesus are you allowing to be brought up to the surface in my heart? What impurities are coming to the surface in this season of hard times? It could be fear, it could be anxiety, it could be frustration, it could be anger, it could be anything. But just ask him today, what are you bringing to the surface in my heart that is not of you and that doesn't look like you? And then pray, Lord, would you come? Would you skim it off? Because I don't know about you, but when we come through the other side of this season, I don't just want my freedoms back. I don't just want to be able to go to the shops whenever I want, but I want my heart to reflect more of the refiner. I want my character to look more like Jesus. And I need his help in that every single day. And so, Lord, that is our prayer today. Would you come and would you work on our hearts? Would you come and refine us? Would you come and purify us? Would you bring to the surface those things that are not of you? And would we leave this process looking so much more like you? Have a great day.